Hey y'all, hope you guys are doing well. So I'm stopping by here very quickly to discuss some things with you all. Can we talk? So they tell y'all that it's countdown for me to be, getting on schedule with you guys, like getting on camera, actually being on camera at a set day, a set time. So we're actually getting that together. So I want to talk about the love or the love class. Like I said, it's already recorded. I didn't post it to YouTube yet. Right now, it's in the process of being posted. It should be up tonight before midnight. So, of course, if you sign up for that class, I will be sending it to you. You'll get it no later than 1 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, of course, you guys, this class cover love, period. Just love, 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 love. And of course, we start from the inside out. So of course, when the love is good in the inside, when it's good in the inside on a cellular level, and then it could project outwardly, and then it'll manifest, and it'll bring you people, places, and things. Right? Love is a frequency, just like money is a frequency. And so of course, I address this, and of course, I give you tips and tricks on and suggestions on manifesting love. And of course, this is considered high perception or high, magic. So either way, we get into all that, the energies, the planetary energies, etc., etc. So like I said, that posting will be available by 12 midnight Pacific Standard Time. The latest you would have will be tomorrow morning. Shout out to those who signed up for the class. I really appreciate the love and the support. Of course, as I posted on the story, or the community post, I have oils ready to go. I know a lot of people that got discouraged in the past. They're like, damn, I got to wait a week for this oil. I need this oil. And I always tell you guys that we make our oils customly, right? We don't do a mass production. But because I do make a lot of base oils, or I make a base oil for a lot of different oils. We do have the base oils, and of course, I could make them scented for you. And of course, we customize our scents and stuff. We use, resins, we use herbs. And a good example, I have something called Sun-Kissed Roses, which smells very like peachy, rosy, strawberry-ish. And I actually use quite a few essential oils, and I believe I use one fragrance oil. Authentic, of course, clean, and so it won't. If you have any allergies like I do, will not affect you. And so, of course, like I said, that's just one example. But I can make it masculine scented, feminine scented, whatever. And like I said, even on my Facebook, my products are authentically created. I use the best of the best organic, or best quality herbs and resins. I go to, cultural stores. What I mean by that is I go to the Asian store, I go to the Middle Eastern stores, I go to the Indian stores. So my products are used from, I would say native, indigenous, people. This is not, Americanized store-bought stuff. Excuse me, hiccups. Yeah, I ate some chocolate covered almonds, and I drank a lot of water. Guys, pretty warm here. And so either way, and of course I charge them vortexly, and of course you can look that up if you don't know what that means. And then regularly, of course, and some of my oils also have like crystals, infused with the oils. I also add things like, glitter or mica, which is like a shimmer type of mineral. And so, yes, honey, like I said, different sizes. It goes from 1 ounce to 120 ounces, which is a gallon. And it's pretty big. I will get on here sometime this week and show you guys what that looks like. Okay. Going into the casework. Okay. Shout out to you guys. I told you I got so accustomed to doing casework in person that I started like implementing some of the things that I do in my in-person casework online. Currently, right now, casework is, $350, $750, and then $1,500. And of course, people are like, damn. Listen. If services or products are out of your budget, range, then of course that means you save up and you get the work done. Hey, that's what it is. But I implement now, and I've kind of been doing it for like my regular people, or if somebody reach out to me and they're skeptical, or, when it comes to doing energy work and stuff, I put together like a program for you, right? Like a routine, right? That's why we call it a ritual, a routine. And so while I'm doing things on my end, you're also going to be doing things on your end because I mentioned before, you cannot manifest from candles, incense, crystals alone. You guys, there is one secret that I share in all these classes, these new high perspective classes that I'm putting out there. There's one major secret that a lot of people overlook that is the key to manifesting. And of course, it starts in the inside, right? You cannot manifest genuinely, effectively, and quickly if the inside is not right. And so that's, I said, people, scam you all when they're guaranteeing, in 3 days, this spell will manifest, when it's like, what you're manifesting, what you're wanting, it comes from within. You're a magnet, right? You're a magnet. You're a magnet being, and there's, magnetic particles within the brain, within the heart, and within the gut. Okay, or we even say the solar plexus, and there's little particles that also goes through the body in the bloodstream and stuff. Like I said, that gets to some deep stuff. We won't go into that right now at this point. When we get into the crystal class that I will be announcing the end of July, well, it's already posted on the blog spot, but it will be actually presenting at the end of July or the first week of August. We'll get into a little of that. And so either way, like I said, I put together a routine for you, and so you're doing the work, but not what I'm doing. You're doing, we'll say the minor work. Okay. I'm doing the major stuff, shifting, moving, manipulating. And then of course you're doing, your T on your end. Even going to the sense of this as well. And this is we talk about this before. We've always spoke about this. And so this is not really a secret, but it's something I will remind you all of. So you have 3 bodies, right? And of course, from these 3 bodies, other energy channels, meridians, polarities, points, it comes, it's infused with these bodies, right? And so we have the mental, we have the spiritual, we have the mental, the spiritual, the mental, and the emotional bodies. 99.99% of physical ailments, 99.99% of physical problems, 99.99% of physical experiences are first created in the emotional and mental bodies. So if you're having any type of ailment, unless you're born with it, let's get up out of that too, unless you were born with it. If you develop an element down the line, regardless of they saying it's hereditary, because hereditary, anytime a doctor tell you that a sickness is hereditary or is inherited, that is a generational curse. That means that something happened in the past in your lineage that was not resolved. And it just keeps showing up. It keeps showing up. It keeps showing up. And it's showing up in, or showing up at, or showing up from a cellular level. And so energy matches energy. And this is how you heal yourself. This is how you heal mental, disconnections. How you heal emotional disconnections. How you heal physical disconnections. So I want you to understand, also known as diseases. So I want you to understand magic. This is how it works as well. There's no way around it. See, I find it kind of strange that people will come out and talk about magic because they didn't know anything about magic until their elders told them about magic. And then the elders got it from people who knew about magic from somebody else, right? They just didn't wake up and say, oh, this is what magic is. So there's rules to this shit. There's levels to this shit at the end of the day. And so the idea that people are out here doing work, but not really doing work is quite scary. And we're actually seeing a physical manifestation of it collectively in the government. We're seeing a physical manifestation of this collectively in society. Okay. And so we have to understand, first of all, where we're at. When you're doing work, and we go into this too in all these new classes that we're doing, and even going into your personal routine, but this is going to be kind of like a little refresher. You want to ask where you're at now. Where is your mental state? Where's your emotional state? Where's your physical bodies in this moment right now before you start doing your work? Ask yourself where you want to be. Ask yourself, what is possibly causing me or stop me from getting there? And things will come up. And so we have to, first of all, tear down, break down, demolish, Okay, hello. There's a reason for that. Demolition. Hello. Can we talk? Can we get into the keywords etymology? You're going to tear down and then you're going to rebuild. But it's going to be rebuild brand new. It's going to be rebuild with a new energy, a new spirit. And so you feel like you've done this before and it just didn't work out for you because it was built with the wrong energy. It was built with the wrong intention. So there's no way around it, whether it's Ifa, whether it's Santeria, whether it's Sensei, whether I don't give a fuck who, what, when, now, and how. I said it. They can email me, truespirit8mistake@gmail.com. Ain't nobody manifesting anything magically, energetically, if the mental body, the emotional body, and the physical body is fucked up. I learned a lot of secrets over these years of practicing magic and going into the physical energies as well. Because the physical body is a physical manifestation of the physical energy that we harbor within us, that festers up within us. And so when you learn behaviors and you learn the actions that you've done that stopped you from getting ahead, you realize that this is why I didn't get it. This is why I didn't make it. This is why I didn't level up. And so there's no miracle. There's no miraculous thing. And that's where people get it all fucked up and screwed up at, where they're like, I'm just going to burn this candle. I'm just going to burn this crystal. I'm just going to buy the girl. And I always say, if you can't do it yourself, please don't talk to me about how you're going to show me how to do it. If you never sat at a table with $1 million, or you've manifested $1 million yourself, please don't talk about anything about a rich ritual or how you got it or you can help people get it. And I don't want to hear that. If you're sick in your body, you're sick in your bodies, and you're out to talk about you doing healing rituals for people, ma'am, sir, I'm going to ask you to please step the fuck back and apply the knowledge and the wisdom to yourself. Something that I was having a conversation about earlier today, one of my people. Every time we have a deep conversation, I always come on YouTube, if you have not, realized that yet. But I was speaking about every experience that we have, good or bad, regardless of how we see it as good or bad. But that is, they say beauty is the eye of the beholder, good and bad is in the eyes of the beholder as well. Because every experience that we encounter give us the space and opportunity to not only elevate, but to gain access to our true potential. If it wasn't for the bad stuff, we wouldn't be strong. If it wasn't for the good stuff, we wouldn't be reminded by why we fought to be so strong. You understand that? Do y'all get that? And that's what it comes down to. So every experience is an opportunity and a chance for you to elevate. And the idea that some people don't see it as that, the idea that some people just waltz through life, like I said, demonic, programmed, no soul, not really who they are. And that's how we think it too, girl. Listen, girl, I was like asking God in a prayer a couple of years ago in my meditative state. What does the presence of God mean? What is the presence of God? Because nobody's ever seen God but Moses, Isaiah, and all these other people, allegedly. But you got people that be going to bat for God. People that be talking, condemning, disconnecting, disowning their blood, the things they created for God. And two things that was revealed to me is healing. And that's why we talked about the healing class holistically. Healing is being whole. Whole is being made brand new, is to mend something that is broken is now healed. That's what whole mean, or holistic is to make something whole again. And so something that is healed and something that possess leadership skills, something and someone that is unique and divine, and understand that it doesn't copy, it doesn't speak, it doesn't talk, it doesn't walk, it doesn't move, it don't do anything like anybody but its motherfucking self. That's God. And so when I be, dealing with people that are claiming to be high perspective, high witches, high this and that, I'm like, baby, why? I want to know why you all are followers. It doesn't I mean, girl, if y'all all are so Billy badass and so strong, why are y'all in a group together? That's not how that works. A bad bitch, a head bitch. There's only queen in one. There's only one queen in the castle. Other queens, I'm sure they associate. Hi, boo, bye, boo. Hey, madam. Hey, duchess. I'm sure they do that, but they do not. I can make room for three queens in this castle, aka coven. That's how that works. You're so bad. There's, like I said, there's hierarchies. There's levels to this. Girl, you don't, girl, if we all smell on ourselves and we all, feel like we're the biggest, we're the baddest, who's the real leader? And that's what it comes down to. Who is the real leader? And so when God is present, and I told people these years ago, I don't want to be anywhere that God is not there. And people are like, oh, well, yeah. Somebody that was like, well, do you even know what God is? And I felt that they were cutting in because they were like, girl, what the fuck you know about God? Bitch, you're a tranny. That's what I felt like what they were trying to say. And I'm like, baby, well, clearly you don't got God in you. Because see, you can have your beliefs and what you're told from other people, and you can sort it to the left side. But what do you feel? What do you think about me? What are you feeling? What you think about people that are transgender? What do you feel and think about? Fuck what you were told. Fuck what you were taught. What do you feel? How do you feel? And that's what it comes down to. We have the beehive syndrome. We got the beehive syndrome. We got a lot of followers and wannabe leaders that are following. I mean, girl, they don't know which way to go. They don't know who the fuck they are. And that's what it comes down to. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you come from. You're not practicing what you're preaching. You're showing us everything else, but you couldn't be there for yourself. And that's how I be going into even the people that have the audacity to come for me as a transsexual spiritualist, talk about having babies and stuff. And I don't know what it's like. Bitch, most of y'all didn't even take care of your damn children. Most of y'all abandoned your children. Most of y'all went to fucking jail while your children was being raised by your mother and your grandmother. How dare you? So if you can take care of your own, then how the fuck you gonna take care of anybody? Because it takes a mother to know a mother. It takes somebody to have known a mother to be a motherfucking mother. Can we talk about it? Or is that a little too deep for y'all? See, the trauma goes deep. And when people like me speak about it, we're self-hating, we're upset, and we're just whatever. But for me, I'm like, yeah, I definitely am upset. I'm upset about the hard work that our ancestors have fought for, what they built, what they've been through. You know, they were fucked up. They were got. And the idea that people know this, they talk about this, they speak about this, they write books about it, they put it in their music, but they still act like they don't give a fuck. Yes, that makes me upset. Yes, it does. It does. Yes, it does. It makes us say that people in 2025, we have to remind people, we got to tell people, go to your ancestors for spiritual justice. Go to your ancestors for protection. Go to your ancestors for healing. So what we've been doing all these years, what we've been doing since 2025, we've been going to our ancestors for some dick. Ancestors, bring me a man that can dick me down when I need it. We were going to our ancestors. Ancestors, bring me some money. I really need some money. I got to take, like, girl, what? What? Not understanding ancestors, give me wisdom. Because that's what a sane person does. We seek wisdom, we seek guidance. We don't walk into the world blindly. They said that faith is blind, but it's really not. It's really not. In order to have faith in something, you got to have some type of knowledge of that, some type of awareness of that. And if you don't know the complete process, you still got to know something that relates to that to have faith in it. So faith is not blind. And that's how it goes with all this. I'm not stepping out into a world that I don't know. I'm not stepping out into a realm, a place that I'm not familiar with by myself. I'm going to ask spirits. I'm going to ask my ancestors. I'm going to ask God. I'm going to ask whatever to come in and give me guidance. Give me sight. Give me insight on what it is and how it is and how I could maintain or raise up. So as I stated, we kind of got off, a little we got to, but it's all for the greater good. Hello, the mental and the emotional body are very much overlooked, and because the mental body and the spiritual body is overlooked, it starts to show in the physical body. It takes 10 years to 15 years for a sickness to show up. Every 7 years, your body renews itself cellularly and mineral wise. Can we talk about it? And so everything that happens, let's say at 35, started when you were in your teen years up until about 20. Okay. And there is something called aggressive, yeah, disease as well. But like I said, everything is it starts at something, and it's the mental and it's the emotional. Like I said, I want to go too deep into tea. You can do your own research on this type of stuff, honey. But the mental and the emotional bodies are very much, like I said, important. They're more important than the physical body. Physical body is definitely needed. It should be definitely kept and preserved. But if the mental body and emotional body is fucked up, or it has some type of issue, then the physical body is not going to meet, or is not going to have its needs met. And so that's why a lot of people will either get into relationships, they will get into jobs, they will manifest houses and cars half-assly, and then yet they still don't feel complete. And they lose it all. They go into, depressive state, et cetera, et cetera. But it's because, once again, the mental body, emotional body was not in its best state. It was not nourished. Okay, it was not kept. It was not kept. And even going into this, y'all, and I was thinking about it right now. A lot of people think like out of sight, out of mind. They're like, oh, I got over it. Oh, it's okay. It happened and I let it go. Oh, I just numbed myself to the situation. Do you know that those things come back and it shows up? Because if you know it, it's in you. And that's called the subconscious. And so although you are not consciously thinking about it, the bodies are still affected by it. And this is why we allow ourselves to grieve and mourn. When we go through a loss, when we go through a hardship, we allow ourselves to be in that moment. When we're happy, when we're sad. And that's why I tell people, regardless of what has been thrown at me, regardless of what I've experienced in my life as a trans woman, an ethnic trans woman in America, I'm still mentally sane. I still sleep good at night because I've learned to be in that moment. When I'm upset, I'm going to be upset. I'm not going to make myself get over. I'm not going to say, oh, girl, lighten up, be happy. Honey, it's okay to be upset. It's okay not to be okay. And if I need, I'm not gonna let it go until like weeks. But 2 days, 3 days, 4 bitch. If that's what I need, is that hard? I'm gonna allow myself to process that. If I'm in a very good mood and I'm very ecstatic, I'm very happy, and people around me, they don't want to display that type of happiness, it's the same thing. I'm allowing myself to be happy, and I'm gonna get my distance from you. I'm gonna say, hey, baby, you're a little bit of a Debbie Downer. I'm gonna let you go, hang up, and I'm blocking you for a couple of days. And I've done it. I've done it, honey. I've done it to family and friends, close and not so close, baby. And so, like I said, I allow myself to be in my energy. And this is why my mind, my brain, my emotions, my mental bodies, it processes and it regulates information the way it should regulate and it should process. There's no discrepancies. There's no bumps and lumps. And there's no, oh my God, I didn't know. And I used to, y'all, like even going into like 2018, like 2018 is when I really gained the tool. 2018 to 2020. What a lot of people don't know is, my sister passed away December of 2018. 6 months prior to that, I was going through a real major legal battle. It was a real major legal battle. After that, y'all, let me just give y'all a little, let me just catch your speak for a little bit, just in case you didn't get the tea of why I am how I am and why I have come back a whole nother being. 6 months prior to my sister passing away, and we're even going to go back 9 months prior to her passing away. Her and her friend, which by the way is the same friend that fucked me over with $50, got into it because she snuck around my mom's back and she got a phone account with a phone company without my mom knowing it, Verizon. And so my mom did not know this. So my sister opened up this line and she basically added her friend on, or they got a family plan, something like that. Long story short, my sister bought her a phone. She was supposed to pay my sister back for this phone, and she wasn't. She was like dodging my sister because she was dating a man. She was taking care of his man. Either way, y'all, my sister was like cussing because, I was cool with this girl. And I'm like, girl, listen, you need to give my sister back her money, because I didn't know the full story about it. But when I finally knew the story, I was like, girl, you need to give my sister back her money because, girl, she getting me involved in this, and I'm about to cuss all you hoes out and block all you hoes. And so either way, she ended up paying, the phone off after, like 2 months running around. And girl, they were just stressing me out, girl, like had me in the middle of it. I'm just like, girl, I don't want to be in the middle of it, girl. My sister calling me, she blowing me up. She's showing it to my house unexpectedly. You calling me, say, hey, tell your sister, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, like I was feeling like torn, y'all. And so, they worked that out. And then 3 months after that, I get into my little, situation. I get into my little, legal tea. And then, so of course, I'm dealing with that. And while I'm dealing with that, that lasts for like 2 months, right? 2 months, 3 months. And then finally, it got resolved. I won. That's when y'all saw me level up and do my thing. Hello, can we talk about it? And so after that, let's see. That's when 4 months later, that's when my sister passed away. And of course, I was like, okay, it's death. I handled death before. I've dealt with death. I've lost aunties. I've lost friends as a child. I have teachers, elder people. I love older people. I've always been around older people. All my friends have always been much older than me. I think the eldest friend I had was probably like an elderly woman I helped take care of when I was like 12, 13. And this one was like 50, like 65 or something, 64, 65. And I was like her grandchild, honey, like her adoptive grandchild, y'all. Like we would go places together. And I didn't know how to drive, y'all, but she would want me to drive with her because she didn't feel secure driving by herself. Okay. And so either way, y'all, that like impacted me, like whatever, right? That really, impacted me. So either way, well, I was just like, oh, this is another death. And it really didn't hit me that way, right? But then when I saw my mom going through it, that's when it like really, really got me together. And then I saw my nephews and I was like, oh my God, and my niece. And I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And so I allowed myself, once again, I was like, okay, just 2 minutes, 3 minutes, bam, did my thing. And I was like, okay, I feel better. Like I'm coming out of this. It's good, it's good, it's good. But then I'm like, no. Like literally, oh, no, let's not get into that. I'm like, okay, everything is good. 3 months after this, y'all, catch this. 3 months after this, I witnessed a fatal crime. And this fatal crime traumatized the fuck out of me. And I was just like, girl, what the hell is going on? Like, spirit, what's going on? And so I got called into that. And of course, did my thing. They let it go. That was 2019. And then I want to say 7 months after that, my best friend lost her partner of 18 years. And so that emotion, that energy, and it was like, oh my God, like, ooh, and so these other experiences like prep me, but I still was like, okay, this is good, right? And I was already preparing anyway, like, okay, it's time for me to start fresh, because of course, like I said, my sister, she lived not too far from where I lived at, and going to certain places, I would have to pass by the street of her home, and then I would even have dreams of it, and it was crazy. And so of course, I'm helping my friend, heal and stuff, and I'm just like, a lot of stuff is going on, y'all. Like I'm just like, I need to let go of some things. There's things that I have not fully let go of, that I kind of overlooked all these years. And it's time for me to mend them. So of course I tried it there. I tried it there in my hometown, and I just would see people and things that reminded me of people and things. And I started thinking about my grandmother. I started thinking about my grandfather who died when I was very young. I started thinking about aunties and cousins who's also passed on. And I just started thinking about a lot of stuff. And I was like, I have to get out. I have to go. I have to go. And of course, I was torn. I was like, oh, damn, I don't really want to leave. Because then, of course, I'm leaving behind my mom and my niece and my nephews and, some of my family members that I love and seeing them a lot and being easily accessible to them. Oh, my God. But y'all, that's when I was just like, no, I got to fucking go. And let me tell you how spirit works, too, as a little side note to this. Because like I said, we're not getting into all this, y'all. After I relocated, they reached out to me about the fatal crime I witnessed in 2019. They reached out to me 2 years later, but this was after I relocated to cleanse, right? To release. And Spirit was like, oh, you forgot one. And sure enough, they were like blowing me up. It's like, we need you. We'll fly you here. We'll pay for your transportation. I was like, well, I got a dog, and he's always with me. And they were like, well, you could bring him into the courthouse. And y'all, I'm like, listen, I don't want to go on a record because, baby, listen, no, ma'am, don't put me on record of another shit because, baby, no, ma'am, even though I'm 300 something miles from y'all, baby, don't put me on the teeth. So anyway, we worked out. I ended up doing that, and y'all, that's when the healing just started. Like I started connecting with nature, and I really had time by myself. I didn't know anybody. I didn't, I would see people high by, but I wasn't like, I was in my own energy, my own feelings. So of course I would come home or I would be out and about and I would just be deep in thought. And of course, sometimes I cry, sometimes I laugh, and I just allowed myself to be in that moment. Allowed myself to experience those energies. And of course, y'all, while all this was going on, I also had my therapist and, my counselor and psychiatrist, in my back pocket, also helping me to stay strong and to heal me, not just stay strong and faking it and ignoring it, but literally just being in that moment and experiencing that experience or those experiences. And so either way, like I said, that's when I gained those tools. I gained those tools of understanding the emotional being linked to the mental, being linked to the physical. Because of course, when we ignore things or we put things to the side, because a lot of us, we lose family, we lose friends, we lose house, we lose cars, we go into divorces. And some people are like, oh, it's okay. I got a divorce. I didn't like him anyway. I didn't love that motherfucking or I didn't love her anyway. But if you have not had any type of grievance because you gave this person some time, some access, you gave this person your energy. And so if you have not properly mourned that loss, the disconnection, that separation, it will show up as a physical ailment. You'll be like, oh my God, I'm drinking more, I'm smoking more. Maybe people are noticing that you're drinking more, you're smoking more, you're doing reckless things. And this is all you needing a healing. That's 11 people say that. And I think it was Dick Gregory, which by the way, I'm going to come back with something about Dick Gregory too, by the way. Hello. But Dick Gregory, I think it was Dick Gregory that said that Black people act out because of the trauma. And they were taught to act out like that because the white man was ignoring them or something like that. And I'm just like, everything get blamed on a white man. I don't understand that. Anyway, but he said the white man ignored, I can't say this verbatim, but he said that the white man, ignored. And so the Black people started acting out for attention. They wanted to be seen. They wanted to be heard or whatever. He said, like a baby cries to get your attention. And so I'm like, no, that's trauma. That's unhealed trauma. That's unhealed trauma. Unhealed trauma causes you to act reckless. And trust when I tell you this, that these Black people, these Black kids, these Black youths, they're not acting out because the white man, the white system, the white police officer, the white judges, the white this and that done them harm. They're acting out because the Black mama, the Black daddy didn't give a fuck about them. They didn't give them no attention. They were out partying. They were out drinking. They were hanging out. They were fucking. They had random men, random women over here. And that's why these young kids are acting out. It's not the white man, but it's the household. Can we talk about it? We're not going to say black, white. Let's say it's not the streets. It's the household. Because see, where I grew up at, girl, that was a little rough too, girl. We grew up with a lot of people from East Oakland, East Palo Alto. Can we talk about it? East San Jose, South Side San Jose. Can we talk about it right now really quickly? San Francisco, can we talk about it? The hood, can we talk about it? Or is that a little too deep for y'all? But bitch, I didn't grow up to be a crackhead. I didn't grow up to be a flunky, a loser, a failure. You know why? Because my mom's foot got broken to my motherfucking ass. That's why. I had cousins that said, listen, two things. You either get right, or your mama gonna be at your funeral crying over your body, or bitch, you gonna be in prison and your mama gonna be writing you, bitch, you gonna be locked up and they're gonna fuck you up in there. And that's what it came down to. So it's like, baby, I said, oh no, fuck no, hell no. Baby, hell to the no. I don't want to be none of that. I don't want to hurt my mama. I don't want to no, fuck that. I don't listen, what? And y'all, of course, me making that decision fucked me up kind of in the long run because I was bullied and shit for that because people wanted me to do shit I didn't want to do. And they thought, oh, bitch, you weak. And they thought I was going to fold to that. Bitch, you calling me weak because I don't want to smoke weed or fucking suck like you fucking and sucking? Girl, call me weak all day then. Oh, you weak? Okay, then what's up then? What you going to do? And bitch, the spirit always came in and saved me. Either my brothers showed up, my cousins showed up, my brother's friends showed up, or random people showed up and they jumped in and they saved me, honey. Can we talk about it? Hello. That's so you got ow. Like I said. Okay. And so either way, things keeping back on track, the mental body and the emotional body is a trigger for a lot of stuff. And the mental body and the emotional body is not together. The physical body is not going to have it. The physical body is not going to process it. A lot of people right now is acting like they're happy. They're acting like they're successful. They're acting like they're at peace and content with their life. And y'all, they're breaking down on the inside. For fame and for fortune, they're acting like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm not with a Dusty. You're sad. You're miserable. We see it. We feel it. We feel it. You're lonely. You sit in a house and you cry all day. You sit in your car and you cry all day. You spend time with your kids, your man, your son, whatever, and you're emotional about it. Going into even relationships. A lot of people don't know this. Having a baby with a man or a woman is the physical manifestation of your inner self. It's a reflection of you. So when people come out and say that they've always been able, they've always been knowing, they know about energy, they know about this, they know about that. But they always talk about, well, instead of me, helping my man to heal, I put some stuff on him and I got some motherfuckers together. When they start speaking about shit like that, that's when you should know in the back of your mind, these people are emotionally and mentally unstable. They're not there. They're not there. They're emotionally and mentally unstable. Okay. They're unavailable to have logic and reasoning. They're unavailable. They're disconnected to be spiritually inclined. There's no way that they have any type of power because they could not manage the microness. They couldn't manage the micro universe of their own. They could not manage their household. They could not manage what, when, why, and how would go up in them. And then, of course, that also shows at that point when they met that man or they met that woman that they was not happy with themselves. Because I've been there, done that. When they're insecure, when they don't know who they are, you attract people who are going to play on that. And of course, that's what a real magi, that's what a real spiritualist would say if they're trying to help you heal. Hey, I'm not too proud of the decisions I made. I met a man who I had multiple kids by. At that point that I met him, I was going through a lot. I was mentally thrown off, whatever. But girl, their approach is, girl, I did magic. And I'm just like, girl, those are not the people that you want to be doing work for you. Because more than likely, they're still at that. They're still emotionally immature. They're still mentally immature. Can we talk about it? They're psychologically immature. They're emotionally immature. And this is why their life is what it is. And like I said, they will act like they're happy. I'm happy being a single mother. No, you're not. I'm happy being a woman who likes penis and I don't have a penis over here with me. No, you're not. No, you're not. Hello? Like I said, even going into the male spirituals that be all up on here and stuff, girl. They be on child support and shit. Don't be in a kid's life and shit. Got like 20 or 30 kids. Like, first of all, how are you having kids with women you're not married with? I can see like one or two you're not married to and you have kids by. But like 10 kids by 10 different women? Bitch, you're weird. I don't want you working any type of energy. Because the most recent kid was within the past 10 years of your life. And allegedly, you've been in this for the past 30 years. So you're making stupid decisions, even when you claim to be wise. Because that's what a magi is. That's what a magician is. He who has knowledge to practice something. Hello? Can we talk about it? Or is that a little too deep? Or is that above y'all head? Hello? Because we know that a lot of people don't have comprehension and critical thinkers, because we know that. I don't think my people have a problem with that. I just want to say I don't think the majority of my people have a problem with that. I think they definitely can comprehend and critically think. Okay, I definitely believe so. Girl, y'all be hitting me with some good ones sometimes in the emails and shit. I'm like, where the fuck they thought of this question at? Like, the damn. Okay. And so anyway, that's what it comes down to, y'all. Emotional body, think of it as the Holy Trinity. The emotional mental bodies feeds or connects to the physical body. Okay. And so that's where it's at. This is how you manifest. And of course, it takes some time to reprogram, to rewire your thought process, because you're never too old to learn. They say you cannot teach old dog new tricks. Lies. If you're 50 years old and you never knew what an LGBT is and you choose not to greet or respect the LGBT person, bitch, just because you don't want to. Let's stop making up excuses, okay? Can we talk about it? If you are whatever, well, I grew up and the way I grew up, well, baby, that's how you grew up in your household. The way I grew up as well, if someone got out of line, they got popped in the motherfucking face. I'm not out here popping people in the face. If they get out of line, they get disrespectful. Hello? I don't do that. That's how I grew up, though. In my household, in my family, you got crazy, girl, you got your ass whooped. You got crazy, you got beat. Hello? And not beat. We're not going to say beat. You got discipline. Hello? That's the type of teacher that we got. But I'm not here doing that to people because that's how we grew up. We grew up like that because we needed that type of teaching. Baby, you don't need the type of teacher, bitch. Somebody else and something else going to get you together. And that's knowledge. That's true knowledge. That's true wisdom. Okay, so that's how I move. That's how we operate. That's how we move when we're claiming to be someone who is a magi, someone who is wise in the spirit, someone who knows energy, someone who can comprehend and critically think, someone who takes the facts and interpret what is presented to them, not assume. Can we talk about it? Hello? Just checking. So that's it. Holy Trinity, it feeds it mentally, emotionally, and physical. It all feeds into each other. Baby, the physical body, I cannot see myself come to terms. Somehow, some way, I can't. I wanted to, but I can't do it. What's going on? What type of mental blocks, what type of emotional blockage you have? Like I said, going into divorces, going into breakups, going into losing a house, losing a car, whatever. These are still losses. So you still need to give yourself time to heal and to think, like, where did I go wrong? How did I get how did I get to this point? What was I feeling all these years? And just get understanding of that. When you're feeling thrown off, when you're feeling energetically off, why? What's going on? I feel like my life is not balanced. My life is not stable. I feel like everything is thrown around. Everything is here and there and everywhere. But why? Okay, it all makes sense. So y'all, twospiritmystic.blogspot.com. That's the number 2, mystic.blogspot.com. We have 28spirit8mystic@gmail.com. And of course, so you send an email about product, services, price, and all that good stuff. Like I said, y'all, I love what I do. I love what I do, y'all. I love what I do. Even there was only 1 person, 2 people subscribed to me, I love what I do. I love energy. I love magic. I love manifest. I love changing. I love doing frequency work. I like doing inner work. I like doing healing. It's like working out, girl. When you nasty and you lazy, and when I say nasty, I don't mean that a bad way, but when you sloppy and you don't work out, you're like, ooh, I can never get into no gym. I don't see myself getting in no gym. Oh my God, waking up early to go sweat. Once you get into the groove of it, you're like, yes, I love it. I got to get in here. Oh, I love waking up at 5 a.m. I got to get up at 5. Oh, I don't care. It starts to feel good. It starts to feel good. And so the same thing with that. Once you do the inner work, it's I don't got time for that. I really want a man. Do you really want to manifest your husband while you broken? Do you really want to manifest your wife while you broken? Do you really want to manifest your new house, your new car, or even have kids while you're broken, while you're still trying to figure out what you want out of life? Could you imagine not buying a house with a 30-year mortgage and you like to change your cars and houses every other week as of now, as of yet? Like, how is that going to work out? You need some type of stability in your life. You need to work on stabilizing energies, frequencies, people, place, and things around you. And also understand that everybody is an asset or liability. Baby, it's about assets, not liability. We dealt with liabilities in the past, girl. Liabilities don't get you nowhere. Can we talk about it? It don't get you nowhere. Dealing with people who don't know what they want, who don't care for knowing what they want, they will do nothing but anchor you and weigh you down. Okay? Everybody can't go there with you. And don't worry about being lonely, because they say it's lonely at the top. That's not true. That's not true. That's a figure. That's a figure of speech. Okay. Yeah, it's only at the top because you're the only one at the top. But baby, it's not lonely like that. You got other people that are at the top that's down to connect you and vibe with you. Can we talk about it? Hello? People always want to be negative with shit. It's not lonely at the top like that, baby. Sometimes you gotta definitely go through alone. Can we talk about it? It's good to have support people, but they're on the side. You're always alone if you really think about it. No one is truly in the journey called life with you. You were born by yourself. Everything that you have, you get a ticket, you got to pay that ticket. Can we talk about it? When you get a credit card, when you open a bank account, that's your social security number you use to get that. People could have advised you to get it, but you're in that by yourself. See, once you come to terms with that, then everybody else is on a sideline cheering you on. They're there to motivate you. They're there to inspire you. See, if my friends are not inspiring me, my friends are not motivating me, it's time to end that friendship. Hello? If my husband, if my wife is not inspiring me, motivating me to be my very best, it's time to divorce in the name of love. See, back in the day when we were enslaved, when we were weak, when we didn't know who we were, because we were taught who we were programmed to believe what and who we were. Yeah, we hung on. We hung on to disrespect. We hung on to motherfuckers that didn't like themselves, so they don't like us. And we're like, but this is my husband, or this is my wife. Yeah, we did that back then. With 2025, we're doing things differently, babe. We're not doing that. We're not hanging on to friends because we've known them for 50 years. You've known them for 50 years, but what have they done for you? Can we talk about it? What have they done for you? Okay, even deeper. What do y'all have in common now, 50 years later? See, this all comes into it. Would you trust them with your social security number? That's the next question. Would you trust them if you want $1 million? Would you trust them to hold the $1 million for you? See, those are the questions that I ask myself when I'm like, yeah, this is a friend of mine. Would I trust you with $1 million? Would I trust you in my home? That's even deeper than that. Would I trust you in my home? See, a lot of you wouldn't trust people with $1 million, but you call them your best friend. A lot of you wouldn't trust people in your home, but yet that's your good Judy. Make it make sense. How does that work? What type of dementia? And see, now I can see why the dementia and the schizophrenia is very prominent nowadays. Because people be living in alternate realities, all the same fucking time. If I don't trust you, if I couldn't trust you with $1 million to hold for me, we can't be friends, babe. I'm sorry. If I couldn't trust you to be in my home, that means I can't sleep with you in my home. That means we can't be friends. Hello? Because, baby, I got to sleep, girl, and I got to have my eyes closed, baby. Ain't no one eye open, one eye closed, bitch. When I go to bed, I go to bed. I got to trust that when I wake up, I'm going to be there and everything going to be how I left it when I went to bed. I ain't going to trust when I wake up, everything going to be gone. See, that's what it comes down to. But I trust myself, so I trust that everything that I attract, everything I'm connected is connected to, there's trust there as well. Okay. Anyway, y'all, let me go. I'm overstaying my tea right now. You need to be sober if you want to see your real. You said it. And sober is not just not being on drugs or not being alcohol or not being intoxicated. You need to be emotionally stable and mentally balanced. I'm going to give y'all an example of a book when I'm ready to give out some secrets. And I'm going to show y'all the inside of that book where it says right here. And a lot of books says this, by the way, a lot of authentic occultists. That's how people are like, I'm the occult. I'm Boule. I'm this, that bitch. No, the fuck you not smoking and drinking. No, you not, sis. You a lying ass bitch. No, you're not. You are the girl. Bye. You are not. While you're healing, while you're in your emotional state or being emotionally discombobulated, while you're being emotionally disconnected detach. This is why you seek a spiritual advisor. And they help you get on your feet. They help you to become who you are. And when you get back on your feet and you become strong, you now know how to do your own shit. So that you branch off to do your own thing. That's how that works, right? But unfortunately, nowadays, that's how people did it, girl. People, reach out to spirituals, got information, then start offering services like they're, inclined to shit. And it's like, girl, you still learning your shit. But either way, people are not supposed to be practicing energetic work if they're mentally unstable. And that means even on meds, whether you're on meds or not, you're bipolar and you're on Zoloft and stuff. And yeah, well, it makes me feel fine when I'm on it. Yeah, there's still a chemical imbalance there. And that energy, that medicine blocks off some type of frequencies, which is the natural structure of your brain. So when something is altered like that, that shit throws off your frequency. If you're schizophrenic, if you're bipolar, if you're depressed, and you're taking meds for that, whether it's making you feel fine or not, it's still throwing off your frequency. You're looking like, unstable light. And that's why spirits coming in like the fuck with people and shit. I also encourage people to get off their meds. Some people should be on their meds, they don't be on their meds, and those be spirits. So it's like, honey, this is why that shit go down. So if you are on any type of medicine for mental instability, mental whatever, emotional whatever, you should be only doing work with a spiritual advisor. And you also could let them know, I'm currently dealing with whatever. So if there's anything I need to do on my end, I'm not able to do anything energetically. Of course, we get into building you up, healing you, because that's what it's about. Where you're coming to us to get work done, but we're healers. We're not just here to say, give me $500 and I'm going to do this work for you. No, baby. We're here to heal you because we're still inciting, we're still instilling some type of structure, some type of wholeness, whether you're claiming to be a demonic witch or not. You're still healing. You're still teaching. You're still showing them this is how you're going to get to that state of being complete or being whole again. Okay? So you said it. You have to be sober. You have to be stable. You have to be emotionally grounded. In order for you to get work done, even when I'm or in order for you to do your own work. And that's why even when I'm tired of shit, girl, I don't do spiritual work when I'm tired, when I'm pooped. I don't do anything spiritual when I'm pooped. That throws shit off. I don't do anything spiritual when I'm really, really upset, even if it's to girl. I'm telling y'all right now, even if it's to do some work to fuck somebody up, I do not do anything spiritual when my emotions are not balanced. Okay? Girl, microwave, listen, a lot of people be doing microwave magic, honey. Okay? The cookie cutter witch, you said it, honey. Girl. And that's what I've been saying to y'all. If all these witches, you got to ask yourself this. Can we ask ourselves this too? And as I said, I want to do an A-OK, where are they at now? I want to do all the class that we've done in the past, y'all. I'm going to go look through my notes. I want to do where are they at now to see what's going on. See if they've been doing the magic, or they just been wasting their fucking life. Can we talk about it? Because that would make me real. That would make me real. Really like a mother to her child. Very upset that y'all would be out here spending money on classes and casework and you're not doing shit with that information. That would really upset me, y'all. I'm not even joking. That would really upset me. It'll make me say, girl, bye. Not block you. But it'll make me say bye for a couple of weeks, couple of days. I ain't gonna talk to your ass. Hello? It's like, girl. We should be out here manifesting some real good shit. Girl, okay? Art of Conjure class, that was a very in-depth class. That was girl, it had some tea up in there, y'all. That was some high magic shit. Girl, ain't no way y'all in the same spot. I'm sorry, unless you want to be there. Honey, y'all should be having your own shit. I don't know, because I haven't got, I haven't asked people where they at, what they've been doing. But I'm like, honey, use tools and information to get ahead. Like I said, for me, I'm here to teach. I'm here to give it. I'm not here to, do anything else. Like I said, if it was just only about the money, girl, there's other things I'm good at. There's other things I have knowledge on. There's other things I'm trained at doing that I can give money. Hello? Can we talk about it? Legally. Hello? We talk about it? Can we talk about it? Certified. License. Can we talk about it? Hello? License holding. Can we talk about it? Hello? But those are backups. I love spirituality. You got to love what you do and do what you love. I love spirituality. I love sharing spiritual wisdom. I love giving spiritual advice. I love tapping into people's vibrations and interpreting what I'm sensing and feeling. I love pointing things out to people. Hey, this is what's going on spiritually. I love that. This stuff excites me. I go to bed, I wake up thinking about it. I listen, when I'm eating, I'm thinking about it. Like, girl, I love energy. I love spirit. I love the beginning and I love the end. Can we talk about it? Hello? So this is why I do this type of stuff, okay? Oh, and as a reminder too, tomorrow is the Atonement class, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Angelic energy. People are like, atonement. Yes, we're getting to aligning yourself with the frequency of angelic communication, angelic energy. Something that came to me, and we're going to go over it. And no, I'm going to say that for the class. I'm not going to say it now. Something dawned on me. With some people. You have people that came out with like angel magic books, angel tarot, angel this, angel that. And allows people denounce, they renounce, they disconnected, they called out and said this, that. And of course, girl, when you don't have knowledge, it says the lack of knowledge will cause you to perish. A lot of people just jumped into things because people had ideas for them. Oh, you should get into this. Oh, you should do this, like the alien shit. I think this is a trendy ass topic. I think that's why a lot of people are talking about it. These people actually believe in like, oh no. I think the people who attest, like I said, when I talk about the viewers, the people who watch, talk about those who come out and say, hi, my name is Barbara Streisand. I had an alien encounter in 1989, blah, blah, blah. These people, though, God knows well, they're not mentally and emotionally stable to be like, this is what it had happened. I even commented on the TMZ thing where they were talking about people were stalked, erased, Pentagon workers, they had information on UFOs and the government don't want to get out. And I'm like, duh, because they're experimenting on people for free. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine if you told them secrets like, hey, y'all, just so you know, they've been experimenting on y'all by knowing your sleep cycles, by knowing when you go to bed that your brain is working 100% of the time, girl, and what you're listening to while you're sleeping is going to manifest into a reality sooner or later. Like, girl, of course they don't want that shit out. Is this some foreign beings doing this shit? Girl, bye. Then why are these people not elevated? So the aliens just showed up to probe at you. They didn't show up to give you no type of wisdom, no type of knowledge. I mean, make it make sense, girl. Make it make sense. All these books, all these people be tapping in. I'm channeling angelic being and shit. I'm like, girl, somebody must have got it from Danalea Luna. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it was some sunflower shit. Sunflower. Something comes up with like sunflower, solar flower, solar ray stuff, y'all, when I was getting into this shit. And I'm like, yeah, they got that from these people. And then all of a sudden people start coming up with these ideas of like, this is what it is. Like, I think some people have had some interdimensional experiences. I think some people have even had encounters that were beyond, like they can't fathom what happened. They can articulate it, but I think that a lot of stuff is like mumbled, jumbled, mixed around shit. Because like I said, when I think of like alien, when I think of like astronaut suits and stuff with the helmet and all that, I think of aliens. These aliens that they so-called showing look like they have like a helmet or something on, girl. Like, girl, stop it. Like, anyway, I'm not even gonna get into that, girl. Y'all believe what y'all want, girl. That shit is not mine. Okay, that shit is not mine. Interdimensional, girl. These beings are on other dimensions. They were to come into this dimension, girl. They would disintegrate. Can we talk about it? They would disintegrate. Can we talk about it? They would not be able to manifest, and they try to manifest into this realm. They would cause you to be fucked up. Hello? They will cause you to be fucked up. These energies are bodies of light, right? These beings are embodiments of light like you are, but their frequency is a little more lighter. So if they were to show up here in this realm, they will burn your house down. Hello? Honey, if they showed up in your car, they would explode your car. That's why they have stories of people. There was a bright light, and then all of a sudden the car, like, girl, I think one of the things happened like 1960 or something with a police car. The glass and shit shattered. It got so hot. I'm like, girl, there you go. Like, these beings are embodiments of light. Hello? The Bible talks about let there be light. The rapture is an abduction. Can we talk about it? So you're not going to convince me that an alien showed up in your house, okay? That you physically seen an alien in your house. You're not going to convince me of that, babe. And you made it out. The house didn't burn down. You didn't get third-degree burns. Your eyes didn't get fucked up. You didn't have no type of damage to you. Like, girl, I think that really, honest, truly, these people were abducted by experiments, and that's what I feel. That's just it's it. They tend to abduct, people that ain't really got no sense. As Erica Badu said, that's a very inclined woman with a lot of good sense. She hasn't been abducted. Why don't they go abduct her? I'm always curious. Are there any black people that have been abducted by aliens? I gotta go do my research. They don't want no melanin. They want to probe at only Caucasian folks and shit. Hello? I mean, make it make sense. That sounds like some fetish fantasy shit, if you ask me. It's not these people, they have fetishes of Like, what it's giving me is that back in the day, and I'm not being I'm not being funny, I'm being serious. It's giving me like somehow, some way, because the story was back in the day that white men was infatuated with Asian women. They loved their small, tight eyes and high cheekbones. And what the alien storylines be giving me, y'all, is that somebody or some people is so obsessed with Asian people. They were so obsessed with the beauty of these Asian people that they started saying, "Oh, I was a dope." Like, it's giving me fantasy. It's giving me sexual fetish. It's giving me deviance or something. I don't know. It doesn't give me like people really think that there's green men out there and shit. I don't. Yeah, girl. And also, girl. Anyway, I'm not. Next time I'm going into that, girl. Love and Light, TrueSpiritMystic.blogspot.com, y'all. Listen, let me go eat my food, girl. I'm about to slow it on down to relax myself. Girl, I had a very long day. Okay, let me eat my dinner, honey. If you want to know what I'm having ground turkey with blue corn tortilla chips with some cruciferous veggie mix. That's Brussels sprouts, kale, broccoli. What else? They got like two other things. They dice up really nice. Put that on it. Put some vegan cheese, girl, and I'm pigging the fuck out. Hello? And niggas, he just doing crazy shit. Baby, are you okay? What you over there doing? You just like, are you cold? Is it cold over there to you? Huh? Or you just want to bother my baby? You want to bother my baby daughter? You want to bother my baby? You want to bother my border collie baby? There we go. Lots of love, y'all. Good seeing y'all, baby. Take care, y'all. Until next time. Love and light.